Hi, I'm Penny Pension, a pension specialist with the Saskatchewan Teachers Retirement Plan. Congratulations on your upcoming retirement. In this tutorial video, I'm going to walk you through the forms you'll need to complete to apply to retire and start receiving your STRP pension. Make sure you contact the STRP to get the forms. If you already have the retirement package, please open your envelope now. Included in the package that the STRP sent you, you should have a pension estimate, a set of forms labeled Package A, and a set of forms labeled Package B. We're going to go through the Package A forms, which are the STRP forms. If you have any questions about the Package B forms, please contact the benefit administrator for those forms. They'll be happy to help you. We have included a checklist in Package A, so you can make sure you've got everything we require from you for your retirement application process. There is the application for retirement pension benefits, which is a green form, a spouse's waiver of 60% post-retirement survivor benefit form, a TD1 personal federal tax credits return form, a provincial personal tax credits return form, a beneficiary designation form, a direct deposit only form, and a purchase of service waiver. Please note that with Package A, we also indicate that we are going to need a copy of the letter from your school division accepting your resignation. You can send the other completed forms prior to sending this letter, as we know sometimes there can be a delay in receiving this letter from your school division. We need proof of your age and proof of your spouse's age if you have a spouse. You can use any government-issued ID for this as long as it shows your birth date. Appropriate IDs include driver's licenses, passports, or birth certificates. When you request your retirement package, the STRP provides a pension estimate for you. The first page includes your contributions and service. The second page provides your estimated lifetime monthly pension benefits. If you started teaching before June 30th, 2015, it will include the pension you earned before 2015 and a bridge benefit for those years. If you started teaching after June 30th, 2015, it will only include the total monthly lifetime pension. It also provides you with pension payment options with or without income smoothing, which can increase the amount of STRP pension you receive before you turn 65 and start receiving Canada Pension Plan and Old Age Security benefits. There are options for single life payments or joint life payments if you have a spouse. The third page provides explanations to help you make your decision. Moving on to the forms, let's start with the application for monthly retirement pension benefits. Starting at the top, you're going to write in your personal information, including your first name, initial, and last name, address, phone number, email, and social insurance number. Then write in the date of termination of your contract of employment with your school division, your teacher certificate number, and the retirement date you are requesting. We've already indicated 01 for the day. We need you to write the month that you're retiring, so if it's the 1st of July of 2026 that you're retiring, you would write 01 JUL and 2026. Please note that if you're retiring with a reduced pension, your retirement date will be the later of the first of the month requested and the first of the month following the date the STRP receives your forms and required documentation. For example, if you've requested a March 1st retirement date, but we don't receive everything until April 7th, then we will use May 1st as the retirement date. Next, we have the spousal information section. Please read the definitions of who is considered a spouse. Then indicate and declare that at your date of retirement, you either don't have a spouse, as we've defined on this form, that you are legally married, or that you're not legally married but do have a common law spouse. If you have a spouse, please write their name, date of birth, and social insurance number. Next, we have the form of pension election section. Look at your pension estimate. If you have a spouse, your pension estimate will show 4 options. If you don't have a spouse, there will be 2 options. The options are single life and single life with income smoothing, and if you have a spouse, there will also be joint and survivor with income smoothing. Select one of those options on the Application for Monthly Retirement Pension Benefits form. Please keep in mind that once you've made this decision and you start receiving your pension, this decision can't be changed. Finally, read through the application and declarations and sign and date the bottom of the form. Next, let's look at the spouse's waiver of the 60% post-retirement survivor benefit. This form only needs to be completed if your spouse is choosing to waive their right to the 60% survivor benefit. If they have signed this form and you predecease them, they will not receive that benefit. Please note that this form must be signed by your spouse outside of your presence so that they cannot indicate that you forced them to sign it. The form can't be completed more than 90 days before the retirement date. Your spouse can also revoke this waiver at any time before your retirement effective date, and we do not have to inform you of that. Next, we have the TD1 and TD1 SASC forms if you're in Saskatchewan, or your appropriate provincial tax credit form. We will need both of those forms to determine how much income tax we are going to be withholding on your pension payment. You will complete your last name, first name, date of birth, mailing address, and social insurance number. If you're not a permanent resident, complete your country of permanent residence. You do not need to worry about the employee number. Because you are a new pensioner, you are not going to have an employee number with the STRP, but you can consider the STRP to be your new employer since we pay your monthly pension. On the federal form, you will either indicate the basic amount shown on line 1, unless you think your income from all sources is going to be higher than that amount. Go through this form and find any benefit or tax credit that applies to you, and if you want, you can choose to claim it. If you have questions about whether you should be claiming one or not, you should speak to a financial advisor or an accountant. Add up all the numbers that you've claimed and write the total on the bottom. There is more information on the back of the form. If you're double dipping and you have more than one employer at the same time, you may also want to speak to your accountant or financial advisor about what you should be doing about that and the tax implications for the year you're going to be double dipping. Please note that if you're not claiming the tax credit with the STRP because you've got more than one employer at the same time and you're claiming it with the other, put 0 on the bottom line. Once you've completed the form, sign it and date it on page 2. The provincial version of the form is going to be very similar at the top. Complete the personal information except for the employee number. You can complete the basic amount or go through the benefits and claim those that apply to you. The benefits may vary from province to province and may be different from federal benefits. Add up all the numbers that you've claimed and write the total on the bottom. Like with the federal TD1, on the back there's a spot for more than one employer at the same time. Then you can sign and date the form. Moving on to the Beneficiary Designation form. We need an updated Beneficiary Designation form at your date of retirement, so you will need to complete this form even if you have recently updated your beneficiaries. Complete your last name, first name, initial, and social insurance number. Next, we find information about limitations for the STRP Beneficiary Designation form. You can name whomever you choose on the form, but it will have limited application if you have a spouse, as defined in this section. Members can choose to name their spouse or anyone else on this form. Please note that the spouse at retirement is an automatic beneficiary for the 60% joint and survivor pension if the member selected a joint and survivor pension. If the spouse is still alive when the member passes away, the spouse is eligible for the 60% survivor benefit, regardless of who is named on this form. In the event that both the member and their spouse at retirement have passed away, the beneficiary or beneficiaries on the form would be entitled to any remaining benefit. If there were no surviving named beneficiary, the benefit would go to the estate of whomever was last alive, the member or their spouse at retirement who was receiving a joint and survivor benefit. In the next section, you will complete your beneficiary information. Please note that the percentage share must add up to 100% between all the named beneficiaries. This is the case even if you are naming your spouse at retirement who is eligible for the joint and survivor pension. If any beneficiaries are minors at the time you are completing the form, you can appoint a trustee to receive any benefit payable in trust for the minor. This form must be signed in the presence of an adult witness who cannot be one of your beneficiaries or a relative. You will sign it and complete your address and note the town or city and date on which it is being signed. Your witness will print and sign their name as well. The next form is the direct deposit form. You have a couple of options. The first is to attach a void check to the form. The second is to take the form to your bank and have them fill out the bank account information and sign it. Then you will fill out your personal information and sign the form. The last form is the purchase of service waiver. You may have had leaves throughout your teaching career that are eligible to purchase. These may include parenting leaves, education leaves, sabbatical leaves, or any other kind of leaves, or strike days from May 2011. If you are interested in purchasing these leaves, you must purchase them prior to retirement. Check the first box if you do not have anything to purchase or are choosing not to purchase eligible service. Check the second box if you have eligible leaves or strike days to purchase and you want the STRP to provide you with a quote so that you can purchase them before your retirement date, and indicate the type of service you want to purchase. Please note that it can take a while for the STRP to prepare the quote if you are interested in purchasing service prior to retirement. So we recommend starting this process at least 6 months in advance, so your retirement is not delayed. After you have made your selection, print your name at the bottom and sign it. Please include your teacher certificate number and the date you are signing the form. That concludes the Package A forms. We have also included Package B forms. They include a change of information form that lets the member's health plan know you are retiring. There is a Saskatchewan Teachers Federation Bulletin magazine subscription flyer if you want to stay informed about STF news and members. There is a group life insurance beneficiary update that will let the Teachers Superannuation Commission in Regina know you are retiring. We also include a Superannuated Teachers of Saskatchewan information booklet and the optional application for membership and application for group benefits forms. Please contact their administrators if you have any questions about those forms. Once you have completed both Package A and Package B, you can return both sets to the STRP, and we will forward your Package B forms to the different benefits groups on your behalf. Once again, congratulations on your upcoming retirement. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us.